I understand how tired you are. Are you familiar with that morning dizziness? It is an unbearable pulsing in the temples when you simply bend down to pick something up from the floor, and suddenly a sticky cold fear envelops you. Fear that one day the vessels will simply fail. You take pills by the handful, while your blood pressure continues to fluctuate wildly. You are tired of being afraid. Are you tired of constant malaise? Today we will put an end to this. I have deeply studied this problem and gathered not just one, but 5 powerful recipes that hypertension truly fears. This is not magic, but time-tested methods that will gently cleanse your vessels, calm your nervous system, and return your desired blood pressure. 120/80. Make sure to watch this video to the end. I promise, no fluff or theory, just specific step-by-step recipes you can start using tonight. The 5th recipe is the most important. It helps 90% of people. Let's bring back the joy of life without headaches and fear. But before we move on to the first recipe, I have a small but important request for you. Please write just 2 words in the comments. Do you take pills every day or only sometimes? It's important for me to know this. And if you came for useful information, like this video, this will not be difficult for you, but for me, it will be a great support and a sign that we are moving in the right direction. So my dear ones, let's begin. Recipe number 1 is the foundation of foundations. Many doctors, when speaking of secrets, often mean him, but in the hustle of appointments, they simply do not have time to explain all the nuances. The nuances are very important here. We will prepare a ruby elixir together. It sounds beautiful, and it works even better. His main task is to gently, yet persistently persuade our vessels to relax and expand. You know that the main problem for hypertensives is the stiff, tense vessels. Blood tries to break through, and the heart works tirelessly. There's a pounding in the temples, pressure rising to 200. This recipe hits the mark. It promotes the production of nitric oxide, a substance that literally commands our arteries. Relax, and they obey. Remember, carefully. We will need 3 simple components that everyone has. The first is beetroot, our usual dark burgundy beet. The second is carrot, and the third is natural honey, 1 teaspoon. Honey is needed not only for taste, it acts as a conductor that helps beneficial substances from beets and carrots reach the cells. Now about the technology. This is critically important. Please strictly follow it. Never, hear this, never drink freshly squeezed beet juice in its pure form. This is a powerful remedy that can cause sharp spasms, nausea, and even a drop in blood pressure below normal. We will do it right. First, prepare beet juice. Take 1 small beet, wash it, peel it, and pass it through a juicer. You will get about 70 to 100 grams of juice. And here lies the main secret. We place this juice in the refrigerator in an open glass for exactly 2 hours. Not 1 hour, not half an hour, but exactly 2 hours. During this time, all aggressive etheric compounds will evaporate, leaving only beneficial substances. While our beet juice rests, we will prepare carrot juice. Carrot juice is made fresh and does not need to settle. Carrots are the perfect companion for beets, softening their effects, protecting our stomach, and providing a substantial dose of vitamin A, essential for vascular elasticity. We will need twice as much carrot juice as beet juice. This is the golden ratio, 1 part beet and 2 parts carrot. So, 2 hours have passed. We measure 50 milliliters, which is roughly equivalent to 3 tablespoons of our settled beet juice. We add 100 milliliters, which is 6 tablespoons of freshly squeezed carrot juice. The result is a beautiful ruby drink with a volume of 150 milliliters, and the final touch is to add a full teaspoon of honey to this glass. Carefully, without haste, we stir until the honey is completely dissolved. Our elixir is ready. How to take it? Strictly once a day, 30 to 40 minutes before meals, preferably before lunch. Drink in small, mindful sips, not all at once. You must feel how this living force spreads through your body. The course lasts exactly 21 days. For 3 weeks we drink, 1 week we rest. Then the course can be repeated. You will notice that not only will your blood pressure start to normalize, you will gain clarity in your mind, the constant ringing in your ears will disappear, and your skin will become fresh. This is the first and most important step towards clean vessels. Don't be lazy, my dear ones. It is truly worth it. If the first recipe is for cleansing the vessels, the second is first aid for our nervous system. Remember one simple thing. Your blood pressure almost never rises if you are calm. All these jumps to 180, 200, They are almost always a reaction to stress, fear, or anxiety. Our body reacts as if it is under attack, constricting vessels in an attempt to survive. Meanwhile, we simply watch the news or argue with someone. We need to learn to turn off the panic in our bodies at any moment. For this, we have a built-in magical tool, our breath. But not just to breathe deeper. We will use a special, ancient, yet scientifically grounded technique that I call the breath of life. It instantly calms the so-called wandering nerve, which is the main conductor of our tranquility. As soon as we activate it, it sends a signal to the heart. Calm down, everything is fine. And to the vessels, to relax. This technique should be performed sitting with a straight back. You can do it right in a chair when you feel your pressure starting to rise, or simply as a preventive measure 3 times a day. Close your eyes if that is more comfortable for you. Now we will breathe by count. First, a slow, calm inhale through the nose. We count silently. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhaled. Now pay attention, the most important. Hold your breath without straining. Just hold the pause, counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 2. And now the most important secret. A slow, smooth, prolonged exhale through the mouth with slightly pursed lips, as if you are gently blowing on a candle. We start counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The main essence is in the exhale, which should be twice as long as the inhale. It is this long and relaxing exhale that acts as the switch to turn off panic in our body. Let's try again together. Calm, inhale through the nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Gentle pause. 1, 2, 3, 4. A long, deep exhale through the mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You must feel the tension leave your shoulders and neck with this exhale. Repeat this cycle 10 to 12 times. It will only take 3 to 4 minutes, but the effect will be noticeable immediately. The pulsation in the temples will fade and clarity will return to the mind. Do this exercise every time anxiety arises. And do not forget to perform it 3 times a day as a preventive measure. In the morning, after waking up, to set the tone for the day. In the afternoon, to relieve accumulated tension. And in the evening before sleep, to ensure a deep and restorative sleep. Now let's move on to recipe number 3, my dear. If in the first 2 recipes we calmed the nerves and dilated the vessels, now we will focus on their nourishment and restoration. You see, our vessels are not just tubes, they are living delicate tissues that, unfortunately, begin to wear out with age. They become hard and brittle, covered inside like rust with terrible plaques. Our heart also needs special support. This poor muscle pumps blood for decades without stopping. It needs nourishment, and we will provide it with the strength of forgotten berries. I speak of 2 great gifts of nature that for some unknown reason have taken a backseat to expensive foreign superfoods. Our native hawthorn and rosehip. Remember, hawthorn is bred for the heart. It nourishes the heart muscle, helping it to work smoothly, without failures and arrhythmia. The rosehip is a brush for blood vessels. It is the champion in vitamin C content, which is responsible for the elasticity of vessel walls and prevents cholesterol from sticking to them. Together, they create real miracles. They cannot just be brewed like tea, otherwise we will kill all the benefits. We will prepare the proper medicinal infusion. For this, we need a thermos. Ordinary, but good at retaining heat. Write down the recipe. Take 1 full tablespoon of dried hawthorn berries and 1 full tablespoon of dried rose hips. Before sleeping them in the thermos, I strongly recommend slightly crushing the berries. This can be done in a mortar or even with a spoon in a cup, so they will release their strength better. After that, we pour the berries into the thermos. Now let's move on to the water. Attention! Never, hear me, never pour boiling water over rose hips and hawthorn. Water at 100 degrees kills vitamin C and most beneficial flavonoids. We do this. We bring the water to a boil, turn off the kettle, and open the lid. We let the water sit for 10 to 15 minutes. We need water at a temperature of about 80 to 85 degrees. This is the living water. We pour half a liter, that is, 500 milliliters of hot, but not boiling water, into the thermos. We tightly close the lid and leave it for at least 6 hours. Ideally, You should do this in the evening so that the infusion sits overnight until morning. All night, the berries will slowly impart their healing power to the water. In the morning, you will have a health elixir in your hands. What should you do? Strain it through a sieve. As a result, you will receive a beautiful aromatic drink of amber and ruby hues. How to consume it? Half a glass, which corresponds to about 100 to 150 milliliters. It is recommended to drink 2 to 3 times a day, at least 30 minutes before meals, on an empty stomach, so that all the beneficial substances are absorbed instantly. If the taste is too sour, you can add a teaspoon of honey. But remember, honey should only be added to warm, not hot drinks. This is not an emergency measure like breathing exercises. It is our long-term investment in health. This infusion should be taken in courses, 1 month, then a 2-week break, and then it can be repeated. In just a month, you will notice that the shortness of breath has disappeared. The heartbeat has become more regular, and even the complexion has improved. Do not forget about these amazing berries. They are our faithful companions in the fight for a healthy heart and clean vessels. We have reached the 4th key, my dear. This is one of the simplest yet most underrated ways. Do you know when hypertensives have their most anxious moment? It's the morning when we sleep. During this time, we don't drink, we sweat, and the blood becomes thick like jelly. Waking up, we rise, and the heart must make tremendous effort to push the thick blood through the narrowed vessels. That is why most heart attacks and strokes occur in the pre-dawn hours. Our goal is to help the heart. We need to make the blood more fluid from the early morning, and we will achieve this with the morning health water. It is not just a glass of water, as many suggest. It is a special ritual. We will need 2 components: clean water and garlic. Yes, you heard correctly. Garlic is a natural aspirin. It contains allicin, a substance that effectively thins the blood and gently dissolves cholesterol deposits. But having it in the morning is a real test for the stomach. We will be much wiser. Let's prepare garlic water. This recipe needs to be made in the evening. That's essential. Take 1, or at most, 2 cloves of garlic. No more. We don't need a sharp effect. A gentle treatment is required. Peel them and chop finely. You can slightly crush them with a knife to release the juice. Place the minced garlic in a glass and pour in 1 glass of clean water. Note that the water should be room temperature, not from the refrigerator or boiling hot. It should simply be settled water. Cover the glass with a saucer and leave it on the kitchen table until morning. Overnight, the garlic will impart all its healing properties to the water. Allicin will remain in the residue, preserving its aggressiveness and pungent oils. And so morning came. You woke up. What to do next? You go to the kitchen, take your glass of infused garlic water, and strain it through a sieve. We only need the water, discarding the residue. In the end, you have a glass of healing water with a faint garlic aroma, but we won't drink it. This is a concentrate. We take a kettle, fill it with water, and put it on the fire to boil. After that, we let the liquid cool down to a comfortable temperature, around 40 degrees. Warm water stimulates the intestines and awakens the body without causing vascular spasms, unlike cold water. We fill a mug halfway with this warm water and add strained garlic infusion. Now our elixir is ready. We drink this glass of warm garlic water in small sips on an empty stomach, 30 to 40 minutes before breakfast. What happens at this moment? You gently awaken your stomach. You provide your body with the first dose of necessary moisture. And most importantly, substances begin to enter your blood, making it more fluid. It's as if you are lubricating your engine, your heart from the inside. The pressure remains stable and your mind clear. This simple ritual is your best defense against morning troubles. Do it every day. Let this become as habitual as brushing teeth. And now, my dear ones, we have reached the 5th main secret. This is the very trump card that many doctors keep a secret. We were cleansing the vessels with beets, calming our nerves with breathing practices, supporting the heart with hawthorn, and thinning the blood with garlic. Now we need to eliminate the root cause of the spasms. Do you know what it's called? It's a deficiency, a terrible deficiency of a single element, magnesium. Magnesium is a natural brake for our body. It is the king of relaxation. While calcium makes our muscles and vessels contract, magnesium tells them, relax. and 90% of people with hypertension suffer from chronic magnesium deficiency. Your stress, poor sleep, and craving for sweets all deplete magnesium reserves. When it's insufficient, your vessels cannot relax and remain tense, preventing the pressure from lowering until the deficiency is corrected. Of course, the doctor can prescribe you magnesium in pills, but we will choose a different, wiser path. We will make a magnesium boost through food. From today, we will turn food into our medicine. I will name 4 of the most accessible and effective magnesium-rich products. The first product, remember this word, is buckwheat. Our familiar buckwheat porridge. It's not just a dish, it's a true magnesium bomb. In 100 grams of dry buckwheat, there is almost the entire daily norm of magnesium, but it must be eaten correctly. Forget about fatty frying. Just boil it in water. Eat 1 serving of this porridge a day, preferably at lunch. It is your main side dish, rich in magnesium. The second product is pumpkin seeds. Ordinary raw peeled pumpkin seeds are a real quick help for magnesium deficiency. Keep a small bag of seeds on the table. When you feel anxiety or a heartbeat, take a small handful, about 30 grams. Slowly and thoughtfully chew each seed. This is not just a snack, it's a dose of beneficial substance. The third product is any dark green, spinach, parsley, dill. The darker the leaves, the more chlorophyll they contain, and at the center of the chlorophyll molecule is a magnesium atom. It's not necessary to eat it in kilograms. Make it a habit to add a small bunch of fresh dark greens to every meal, in soup, salad, or with buckwheat. Even just chewing a few sprigs of parsley after a meal is a significant contribution to your health. And for nut lovers, almonds are especially beneficial. Just 10 to 15 nuts a day completely fulfill the need for magnesium. Buckwheat, pumpkin seeds, greens, and almonds. Start incorporating these 4 foods into your diet daily. You won't need weeks to notice changes. Already in 3 to 4 days, you'll feel that you sleep more peacefully, and your usual anxiety will fade away. The tonometer will please you much more often. This is the very secret that has been talked about so much. Dear friends, I have shared with you 5 powerful recipes from the heart. But now, please listen to me very carefully. This may be the most important thing I say today. Everything we talked about is a great support for our body, but it is not a substitute for the treatment prescribed by a doctor. Under no circumstances should you cancel the pills prescribed to you. This can have serious consequences. Any of these recipes, whether beets or hawthorn, must be discussed with your treating physician. This is extremely important. You may have contraindications that you are not even aware of. You may have allergies or stomach or kidney problems. Only your doctor, who is familiar with your medical history, can give the final approval. Please be wise and responsible. Our goal is to help ourselves, not to harm. Today, you learned 5 powerful keys to normalize blood pressure at 120/80. Use it wisely. If this information was helpful to you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with your loved ones and friends. Perhaps this will help someone maintain their health. Take care of yourself and your loved ones. See you soon.